Here's a very important aspect of using the table saw that I really want to make sure that you understand. Here's the deal. You've got a piece with these kind of proportions, maybe a shelf or a cabinet, and what you know is you need to make a bunch of them, or your thinking is, I want to take advantage of the fence on the table saw to cut a bunch of these to identical size. So you position the fence and get ready to make this cut. Don't do it. Here's the problem. I'm going to give you the formula here. The distance from the blade to the fence can't exceed the dimension that's against the fence. So here's what that means. We've got a rectangle going here. This side of the rectangle is way bigger than this side of the rectangle. What's the problem? The problem is that if we start to make this cut, the table saw blade has so much forward torque, so much leverage over here compared to the small amount of wood that's against the fence. It's very easy for this to start to turn. Now let's throw the guard up and see why that's a bad thing. If this board starts to spin, saw is unplugged, it climbs up onto the back of the blade. Now we're not cutting in this direction anymore. Now we're lifting the material off the table, and in the blink of an eye, what happens is that the board climbs up, the blade grabs it, the board continues to spin, and you get a kickback. Kind of the least bad thing is a kickback. The more bad thing is as that board comes around, if you're trying to hold onto it, it can pull your fingers across the top of the saw blade. There are a lot of ways to get this board cut to the right length and do it repeatedly. This is not one of them. So again, what you want to do is make sure that the dimension between the blade and the fence does not exceed the dimension that is against the fence. So let's slide the fence over. This cut we could safely do because this is less than this. So make sure you keep that concept in your head. That's going to help make you a safer user of the table saw.